Hey everybody, this is Jason, the Life Science Educator and the Science Outreach Manager here at the Children's Museum Houston. And today I'm inside the Power Science Lab and I'm going to show you the anatomy, both external, outside, and internal, inside of a squid. So here's a squid right here. And I'm going to tell you all about all these different parts, and this is being brought to you by Texas Children's Hospital. So let's give them a big round of applause and a big thank you. Okay, first of all, let me define really quickly what a dissection is, because I had to dissect my squid in order to see it on the inside. A dissection is exactly what I just said. When you cut something open to look at the internal parts of that creature, or you can even say of a plant or a pine cone or whatever. It's just trying to get on the inside. The reason why I picked a squid is because you often go fishing, a lot of you, and sometimes you use squid as bait. And when you use squid as bait, it's pretty much the same squid I have right here. So before you use it as bait, you can go ahead and do what I'm doing, cutting it open so you can see what's on the inside. You only need a few things. You need a pair of scissors. Now I have surgical scissors, but if you have a pair of good craft scissors, works just fine. This is not very strong. And I have a pair of forceps. Now this one might be a little bit harder to find, so if you don't have the forceps, you can go ahead and use a wooden skewer. And basically the wooden skewer is like I can use to just sort of point things out and kind of move this aside, okay? You definitely, while you're doing the dissection, want to wear gloves, and you also want to wear your safety goggles. Safety first always, because the squid here is preserved by formalin, and if I were to get that in my eye, it wouldn't be very good for my eye. But if you get fresh squid, you should be okay no matter what. But still, it's always a good idea because you could break the ink sac inside, which I'll show you in a minute, and that could get in your eye and that would hurt quite a bit. So always wear safety goggles, always wear gloves. Since I'm already done though with my dissection, I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Okay, so let's look at the external part first and talk about that a little bit. Right here, these are the fins, just like the fins you'd find on a fish. They help propel the squid forward. This body part right here, which I actually cut open to get on the inside, that is the mantle. If you look really carefully right here, you can see the eye of the squid right there by my finger. I can actually do it like this. Right there's the eye, okay? And the other eye is on this side, right over here. I can kind of pull it over. That's the eye right there. One thing really interesting about squid eyes is that they are comparatively large to their body, more so than most other creatures. Now, all this stuff in the front, these here with the suction cups, there's 8 of them. These are the arms of the squid. That helps sort of move it along, kind of glide it along. If it's on a rock, it can suck onto the rock and move along. And this part right here with the little hook at the end, you see that little hook right there? That is a tentacle. So it has 2 tentacles and 8 arms. These tentacles grab its food, force it into the arms, because it has the hook, it can grab it good, force it into the arms, which force it into the mouth, which is right there. You see the mouth right there on my finger? That's the mouth, okay? And that's the important stuff you need to know about the external anatomy of the squid. Now internally, let's go ahead and take a look at some stuff. This piece right here I pulled out, this mass, if you will, this is called the buccal mass. And you can actually see the beak, which is right by my finger down here, of the squid, right there. That beak helps it bring its food inside. The buccal mass and this piece right here, which is the esophagus, this is what takes the food from the mouth down into the stomach. And I can show you the stomach right now. The stomach is right here. This is right area right here where my pointer is, okay? So you can actually pull that out with a pair of forceps or a pair of scissors, this buccal mass. Now, once you get the buccal mass out, and you take your scissors and you cut open the squid hold on. You cut the squid open right down the middle. Don't cut too deep. You can cut all the way down if you want to keep going. You see how I just cut it? Inside, there's a few important things I want to show you. Okay, see this big piece right here? Let me get my finger out of the way. Right here, that's the squid's kidney. That's a filtration system. You see this dark piece right here? Right here, this dark piece? That right there is the ink sac. Now you can cut the ink sac open and it actually acts like regular ink. What does a squid use its ink for? Protection. It'll spray the ink out if something's coming after it, and that helps it escape. The lungs are up over here. Well, lungs, relative, they actually pump water in and out, and it helps, it's almost like a gill, and it helps this, two things. It helps it breathe, and it also helps it move it forward. And the heart is this little thing right here. That's its heart right there. Now, the big problem with this stuff is it's kind of hard to see because everything looks the same. So what you're going to want to do if you ever dissect one of these at home is you're going to want to look up on the internet some sort of like squid diagram, and it'll help you see all these different pieces, okay? That right there is pretty much all you really need to see on the inside as well. But it's important to note that this organism, which is a much simpler organism than a human being, has some of those same pieces inside that a human being has, some of the same organs. Organs being specialized massive tissue that do a specific function. One thing else I want to show you is this right here, this sort of chitinous mass right here. That is what we call the pen, P-E-N, of the squid, and it almost serves like a backbone. It helps give it rigidity. So I just wanted to show you that. What we often do though is when we dissect these, we'll puncture the ink sac and we'll use the pen to write, just like an ink and pen, okay? So again, this one is relatively easy to do, this kind of dissection, and you could do it at home. And let's say you caught a fish with a squid. You can also dissect the fish. You can cut that open and see what's going on in there before you eat it, because that's what we catch fish for, to eat, right? But inside the fish is all kinds of stuff we don't want to eat, so you can look at that beforehand. But for the most part, if you say you wanted to be a doctor or a veterinarian, your dissections are going to become very sophisticated. You're going to dissect things like cats and dogs and horses, depending on what kind of vet you are, and depending on what kind of human doctor you want to be, you'll dissect certain organs within the human body to understand the difference between healthy organs, diseased organs, things like that. Now, if you actually do dissect a squid, I'd love to see it. We have all the social medias. Go ahead and take a picture of your dissected squid and post it up on our Facebook account, our Instagram, our Twitter, whatever you want. That would be really cool to see. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you'll get all the notifications you need for all of our content. Our story times, our Mr. Oh Wow moments, more science stuff like the squid here, and our Tater Tot Top Tunes band, which is really cool. With that, I am going to say my farewell now. Remember, we are opening June 8th, so I hope to see you all here when we reopen. But until then, I hope you have a great day and a good month. See you later, everybody.